as we're figuring out what ads to show, we have systems that predict click-through rate on ads so that we're sure that we're ranking them appropriately relative to what users are going to find as relevant. And similar systems power our news feed, using click-through rate as a indication of interest by our users, making sure that what we build is as engaging as possible to the end user.
Interesting.
And one of our challenges, I think, is making sure that businesses understand how much value can come from the friendships forged at work that are made stronger by the use of Facebook, and also with features like groups and being able to have these conversations in shared private spaces, that there's an enormous amount of value to companies in leveraging Facebook for their folks. Imagine a barista at a Starbucks who isn't feeling well and needs to find a replacement for themselves. If there was a group of all the part-time baristas for that Starbucks restaurant, or even a couple of the Starbucks sites around Seattle, we all know that there are many of them, and that person could say, hey, post a message to that group, to all the baristas saying, hey, not feeling great this morning, anybody want to take my shift? That's way more efficient than what I can only imagine these folks do today, which is maybe at best a person calling in that they're going to be sick, and then a manager scrambling to find a replacement.
So Facebook almost comes to replace an intranet of an organization,
Absolutely.
The social interaction part of their intranet.
Absolutely. And Facebook itself, we are really dog-fooding the beginnings of mammoth intranet capabilities of the site. So every team here has a Facebook group that we do a lot of our interactions on, and it's really started to replace mailing lists as a primary form of interaction. Our mission here really is trying to represent a lot of the connections between objects in the real world, and trying to make sure that each object in the real world has exactly one object on Facebook, so that as you interact with the internet and the world at large, you can do so as yourself through Facebook and through Facebook's partners in a way that kind of is very aware of who you are, so that everything that we do for you is more relevant to who you are and more meaningful to you, because it's done in the context of your social circle.
And of course, now that you can use Facebook login in so many other places, I think that really even underscores the idea that Facebook is the place. And then all these other places are sort of surrounding the Facebook identity.
And those partners are really, really important to us, because if we can't add value through that mechanism, then the users aren't going to care about that identity in the same way as if they can use that identity for everything that they do online. So it's a really important part of the value we're trying to create in the world, is making sure that everybody has good access to that social graph and is able to make good use of it to make their products better, to make their experiences better, more socially relevant to their users. When you're looking at movies, you don't care as much about what some random people thought about the quality of the movie. You care about what your friends thought about the quality of the movie. And being able to make that platform capability available to those companies is a real game changer for every area of industry that has tried.
Interesting. So coming back to the idea before, that the core thing that is at the center of Facebook is people and their social networks. And their social networks are a great indicator of a lot of other things. For example, what might you like to do tonight? Your social network can really help you with that. What movie might you like to see? Your social network can what might you like to buy? Your social network can help you figure that out.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's the social network really at the center of the information puzzle